Oh. Oh. Delays, not denials. I apologize. It was meant to be 7. It's now, I believe, 11:15, right, 7:15. Oh, 17 minutes past. So a little late, but delayed, not denied. So I was always gonna come on, I never ever want to disappoint you. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I wanted to ensure that, I was driving and I thought, I don't want to do this thing while I'm driving. So I thought, I'll get back to the yard and I will do it properly. So I'm here now. I'm ready to go. I hope you're ready to go as well. I hope you had a tremendous week. This is Lose Your Mind, the tribe. I'm Danston Mugarura. I'm the founder of Lose Your Mind, the tribe. And hey, we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great conversation. Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you, Justine. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Howard. Lots of people. Thank you, Emily. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm really, really grateful. And today's topic is about gratitude. So I'm going to talk about gratitude. But let me tell you, this is the hardest subject thus far. This is going to be the hardest one to talk about because I'm very delicate when it comes to gratitude. Mr. Batuma. Yeah, be Zion. I love that. Be Zion. Why not? We're all children of Zion. I love that. It's beautiful. Arnold, how you doing, sir? Okay, so today we're talking about gratitude. Lose Your Mind was built as an entity that's going to grow into something substantial, and not because we're powerful, but because we're powerful students. We want to learn, we want to grow, we want to evolve, we want to really change our lives to be able to impact other people. And the vision here is to do well and do good. Do well for yourself and do good for others. I don't believe that you can give charity if you don't have charity. So charity begins at home. So you need to have something to give something. To give love, you have to have love. To give knowledge, you have to have knowledge. To give wisdom, you have to have experienced things that help you acquire that wisdom, and you have to be alert to it. So really, this is a collective of people that are hungry for success, and we're looking for somebody saying savage. Yes, we're looking for growth. We're looking for building a powerful, if you like, institution that allows us to learn and lose our mind. To lose your mind, you have to exercise the AAA, which is adjust, adapt, and then action. Adjust, adapt, action. Please write in AAA. If you believe in AAA, adjust your attitude, adjust your thinking, adjust what you know. So adjust, adapt to a new way of thinking, and then action, and then take action. Without one, the other two suffer. So you've got to be able to adjust yourself. You have to adapt to a new way, and then of course you have to take action. That's really our biggest. That's the ethos of this whole thing is about losing our minds. Now I believe that as we grew up, we were able to experience lots of things from people that we regarded as authorities in our lives, our parents, the clergymen, people who you hold in high regard, your uncles and aunties. In Africa, we have a culture of respect, and it's not just respect, it's total respect. So one of the things, I don't know if this happened to you, man. We grew up in fear. Like, you're always petrified that if you grew up in fear, just say yes in the comments, yeah? Because I'm telling you, as a kid, you knew that if you made a mistake and you got the wrong grades, you are going to go home and face the music. And let me tell you, man, like the music wasn't just it wasn't Bob Marley. The music was gonna be a cane that just wobbles as it comes out. It's kind of doing this, man. I'm telling you. I grew up in that kind of environment. Authoritarian. Like everything was strict. So you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So anything that your folks said and the people they respected, your uncles, your aunties, your neighbors, that became gospel. So there are lots of things that we acquired along the way, like, money is evil. That was a concept that, in the olden days, people used to talk about, oh, money is evil. Money is the root of all evil. Money is not evil. It's the person, it's the bearer, that the person who owns those funds has a responsibility to do good with it or to do bad with it. Okay? So money is not evil, but that's what we were taught to think. We were taught to think, never speak to strangers. This is incredible. Never ever speak to a stranger. Watch this, right? So you grow up and they say, don't speak to a stranger. When you get into business, they go, speak to as many strangers as possible. Do you get the confusion? Yeah? So in business, successful people are in the business of speaking to strangers. The status quo said, or what we were taught as kids, we were told, don't speak to strangers. Okay? Let me give you another one. Lose your mind. So lose that one. Lose that one. You want to be successful. You want to have an impact on this life. You want to change people's lives. You want to improve your life. And, the community you live in, the country you live in, you have got to develop a passion for speaking to strangers. We were taught never speak to strangers. Can you believe that? All my customers were once strangers. All my friends were once strangers. So listen to this, right? This is the other one. In school, you were told not to copy. If you're caught copying or, trying to copy what somebody else is doing, you were told, hey Tyra, you were told, go to the headmaster's office. You are cheating. Huh? Did you catch them copying? Yeah. Now in business we were taught to copy. They go find somebody that's really successful and copy them. And you're going, wow. Can you see the contrast? Lose your mind. So copying is a principle that will make you successful. Copying in school is a principle that will get you in trouble. Talking to strangers makes you a bit more accessible. So therefore, watch what happens. When you start to speak to more strangers, you have more access to people. Therefore, you may expand your market and your reach. So, hey, it's good for business. Money isn't evil. In fact, money is really important. Somebody wrote once, they said, it's as important as oxygen. It's up there with oxygen in terms of, how important money is. You cannot really have any meaningful life unless you know how to make money or you have some access to funds, because that's the means of transaction. So today is really talking about gratitude. And gratitude, for me, I'm very sensitive to it. It's a very delicate subject. It's probably one of the most powerful things that a human being can possess. Gratitude is not an act. Gratitude is a state of being. I'm going to say that again. If you catch it, you can write it down in the comments if you want to. Gratitude is not an act, or it's not an action, if you like. Gratitude is a state of being. So you have to cultivate a mentality that says, I am grateful. I am grateful isn't necessarily I am thankful. It could be I'm thankful. Thankfulness is showing gratitude. If you're always saying thank you, and that's a really good thing. But gratitude is a state of being. And let me tell you that the depiction of gratitude. Most people will identify a person who's full of gratitude by their demeanor. They are humble. Gratitude humbles you. Gratitude induces a desire to be very, very humble. It's the birthplace for humility. Now, let me go there. So in business, I always teach people and I say, don't take credit for the work that you do. Because when you do, you have to take the blame for the failures in the work that you do. Watch this. Don't take credit for the work you do. Because if you do, you also have to bear in mind that you have to take blame for the failures in the work you do. But watch what I do. I don't take credit for the work that I do. When we're doing well, that's great, but that's not me. When we're not doing great, that's okay, because that's not me either. There's a difference between my ability and my performance. So what I do is, and I'm going to make a point, I want you to really grab this point, right? So I give credit to the system. And I interrogate the system for the failures that we encounter along the way. So credit is to the system. So Emily comes and says, Danny, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. I go, Emily, that's really good. It's kind words. But guess what? I am using a fantastic system. Do you want to hear about it? She goes, yes. I go, here's a system I'm using. So Emily listens, she goes, wow, so you mean I can use the same system? Now that's the epitome of humility. You see, ego will teach you to say, you're doing really well. You go, yeah, it's me. You know, like, you know how I do, man. I do well. Like, it's me, you know. I'm the man. That's your ego speaking. And that's foolishness, because ego is flaky. It's very fragile. But humility is solid. It's steadfast. And it's something that's appreciated by everyone. Some people may admire you for perhaps, demonstrating or exuding a high, if you like, I think I'm losing my word. I don't even like talking about this subject, ego, for showing off your ego or being extravagant with your ego. And people say, man, that guy is full of himself. Wow. But I respect him. People go, yeah, I like that, man. I like the way he's cocky. Some people like that stuff, right? But everybody likes humility. So being grateful ushers you into this arena of learning how to be very, very humble. Because when things are working, it's the system. When things are failing, it's also the system. So I can fix the system. I don't need to fix Danny. I fix the system. Because when you give yourself credit, you fall short. When you give yourself credit, you fall short. So when you say the company is growing because of me, then what happens in the absence of you? The company may not survive, right? So what you have to do is put in place a system that people will appreciate. And then when people appreciate, they emulate the system. Therefore, they copy the system. When they copy the system, they duplicate the system. When they duplicate the system, you have a business that has a legacy. The best way to identify that somebody is successful at what they do is the ability to have that business function at full throttle and is performing really well, whether they're present or absent. Because it's system driven, it's not ego, it's not personal driven, it's driven by a system. And I want you to understand that. So when you understand that in business, you have to develop an appreciation that things that work are actually built. So you have got to build a system and then credit the system or blame that system. All right? When we're talking about gratitude, I don't want you to lose the concept here. So I am grateful because that's just who I am. I'm just a grateful person. I am not grateful because I have acts of gratitude. Please catch that. One of you should write that in the box. Do you like that? If you like that, say yes. Do you like that? I am not grateful because I perform acts of gratitude. I am grateful because that's just who I am. So gratitude has to become a state of being. It has to be who you are. It has to be in little things. Somebody gives you, listen, and when you make it a habit, you don't even have to do anything. People just look at you and they say, what a great guy. What a great lady. She's so humble. She's so grateful. It's little things. They come easy to you, man. They come easy to you. You know, my people now, the guys who work for me. I have a lot of people. I have so many different people that work in different areas of my business, in my family. I have guys who run my home, and I am always grateful. And if I say thank you and they don't hear me, I follow them with a louder thank you. It's not because they demand it. It's just who I am. I'm just grateful for the service they're giving me. So gratitude is a state of being. It's not an act. Please understand this. When you get this, man, you're going to be great. And then you meet a nice little old lady and you say, ma'am, have a nice day. You're so grateful for her life. Have you ever stopped to look around and look at the environment and just see the kids playing and making noise and running around and chickens flying all over the place and goats crossing the road and dogs, barking away and, things are happening, birds are flying, and you go, I love this. I am so grateful for Africa. You know one thing I love about Africa? This is so beautiful. Africa, you have insects. You have flies, you have things that walk around, you have crawling things, you have lizards, you have all kinds of, it's life everywhere. So it's not lost on me. The minute I land in Africa, I appreciate life. I am grateful to experience the dust. I'm grateful for these things. And people say, you are nuts. I go, yes. You can't be nuts if you're dead. If you're alive, you can be nuts. So I look around and I smell everything with an air of gratitude. When you learn how to master that, and it's difficult to master, that's why I said I'm fragile with it. I'm very, very delicate with it. When you learn how to master that, you minimize stress. When something bad happens to you, this is the best remedy for stress, gratitude. When something bad happens to you, this is what you say. You say, it could have been worse, but I'm so grateful that this is all that's happened to me. Man, that changes everything. You missed your bus. Don't kick the tree and break your leg and do all kinds of stuff and act crazy and swear at people. No. I'm glad I didn't get on that bus. There must have been a reason why I didn't get on that bus. So I can't wait to get the next one. I'm so grateful. Come on. Do you like this? Do you like this? Are you grateful for this? Listen. Appreciate everything. It's a pinch yourself moment. Everything, man. Like if you can do this every day and you can pinch yourself by just watching this dusty road and, seeing plants just come out of the ground and you go, this is really great. This is good. In Europe, we don't have flies. In Europe, there are no flies. In the US, you hardly see any flies. It's difficult because it's and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those countries. The prevalence of life is like restricted. You hardly see anything. You can't see. If you see little ants crawling on the floor, you go, what happened? But people cry about that stuff. They go, man, I wish I was away. I wish I didn't have to ever see flies in my life. Are you kidding me? I'm grateful for that. So I want you to understand that. So gratitude becomes you. It's not an act. Acts of gratitude are a byproduct of a person who is full of gratitude, who is grateful. They are acts of gratitude. They are part and parcel. They are byproducts. So saying thank you. You understand? Like sometimes, listen, man. Do you know there are countries where it doesn't rain? I was in Dubai once and it started raining. I had to film the thing. I was like, I can't believe it. It was raining. And then when it started raining, I said, what's happened? Something is gone wrong. Dubai, it's raining. So you know what happened? Do you know what happened? I filmed it and I was going nuts. So, you know, my nephew was there. He said, yeah, they seed the rain. They send helicopters up in the sky and they spray the clouds, and then, you know, water falls as rain. I was shocked. So the people who live with me, you know, Johnny thinks this dude is crazy. When it rains, I am so happy. I start singing. I am so excited. I go, I can't believe it's raining. Listen, there's like buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of water falling from the sky. Are you kidding me? Do you know whether you're going to see that tomorrow? Do you know how much of a phenomenon that is? That's me. I like the rain. I love the rain. It was Bob Marley who said, you say you like the rain, and when it rains, you pull an umbrella. You say you like the sun, and when the sun comes out, guess what? You go into the shade. You say you love me, I question you. That's what Bob Marley said. It was powerful. It's a powerful statement. So I want you to start appreciating little things. And you can put the same concept in business. I want you to write this down. This is a really powerful one. Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. Did you get that one? Did you? That was a bomb, like right there. That was like, dang. That was like, dang. Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. Those small little acts of gratitude, they will culminate. The summation of them, it starts to give you some kind of a brand where people say, that person, I like hanging out with that person. Who should be saying, no, send that guy. I like this guy. You know, I have two guys. I have I don't know if it's called farming. I'm doing farming. I think I'm doing farming. Okay, and I'm so fascinated by farming these days. Agriculture just blows my mind. Like, there's nothing that makes me happier than a banana plantation. I said lose your mind, didn't I? I said lose your mind. I said nothing makes me happier than a banana plantation. I go nuts when I go into a banana plantation. I love it. Oh my God, the smell, the soil, you know, the dry stuff, those things that come off the stems. I love it. So I'm planting a banana plantation. I want to build what I'm calling a banana resort. Yeah, because I love bananas anyway. I eat them, I love them, I love bananas. Everything about bananas fascinates me. I love bananas, right? Don't ask me why, I don't care. I'm grateful for bananas, right? So watch what I'm doing. So I give this guy a contract to start, you know, clearing my part of the land that wasn't cleared and start planting some bananas. I didn't like the guy. All he wanted to do is ask me for money. He was calling like every 10 minutes, you know, I've done half the work, can I have more money? And I'm going, no. So I went back and I met another guy. This guy was polite, was humble. He said, you know, I don't really want to work there because, you know, the guy didn't, you know, explain to you how things work properly, whatever. So I had to fire the other guy and take the other guy. This new guy, I love him. I even give him more money. When he asks for a specific amount, I give him more. Because he's grateful. He's really grateful. He's like, thank you so much. Like, you know, he would do more. Like, he puts passion into his work. When you appreciate people, they appreciate you. Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. When you appreciate people's gestures, they appreciate you. When you give somebody way and you're driving on the road, you stop, you give somebody way, other people give you way along the way. It's the nature of the universe. It's how God created things. You can only reap what you sow. So if you sow gratitude, you reap gratitude. Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. You need to learn how to love up on yourself. Appreciate certain things about yourself. I love the way I speak, somebody says to themselves. I love the way, you know, people receive me. I love the way, you know, when I meet people, I just feel love. You know, I just love that. Yeah, I love that about myself. So you need to deposit in yourself. You need to start appreciating yourself. Be grateful for who you are. Stop lamenting the person that you are. Because God made you whole, like you have everything. So when you start to appreciate little things about yourself, you go, I like how I walk. You know, when I walk in a room, I make an impression. Like, people just love me. They love my energy. When I speak to people, I feel like I'm impacting people. When I help other people, when I learn stuff, I can't wait to share it. Appreciate little things about yourself. It's the same thing with results. When you're doing something, and if you make $1 out of the $10 you invested, what foolish people do is they lament the $11 they have. What smart people do, people who understand gratitude, because gratitude will not only increase you, it will improve you. So as soon as you say, wow, I made $1, that dollar wants to appreciate. So you go, so how do I make $2? Because now I am grateful because I had $10, now I have $11. This is beautiful. Now I need to figure out how to take the $11 to create $13 or something like that. And then now I have 13. It's so easy to say, why don't I have 100? Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. Whatever you actually lament, it also multiplies. When you start saying, I don't have enough, the universe or God figures out a way to say, well, I don't think you can handle enough because what I've given you, you call it nothing. You understand? So, whatever you appreciate, appreciates. Love where you live. Appreciate your surroundings. Appreciate the people you have around you. Appreciate the challenges in your life. Appreciate your life. Appreciate your children. Appreciate your spouse. Appreciate your siblings. Appreciate your parents. When you appreciate people, their love for you appreciates. When you appreciate nature, nature looks after you. It's mystical, but it's true. When you water those plants, they love you back. When you feed a dog, and I know that now, because, you know, I'm feeding Diego, like, I'm an expert now with dogs, you know, like my dog, man, you know. So when I feed Diego, he appreciates me. I appreciate him. He's a puppy. But I know that this German Shepherd is going to be like, you know, a monster. So by the time it's a monster, it will still say, you know, I appreciate you, man. You fed me when I was a little puppy. So that's another point. So we talked about, are you loving this? Put 100 if you're loving this. If you're not loving this, I'm going to switch off. Are you loving this? I need to know you're loving this because, you know, I feed off your energy. If your energy is low, I'm going. Like, I'm good. Like, you understand? Are you high on this? Are you liking this? So, gratitude is a state of being. It's not an act. Okay? Gratitude induces humility. Humility is priceless. Humility is very attractive. Humility is powerful. Humility gets you into doors that you won't normally get into. Humility keeps you grounded. Humility gives you opportunities. That comes from the birthplace of humility is gratitude. So I'm going to finish on a couple of things. The expression of gratitude is more powerful than the possession. The expression of gratitude is more powerful than the possession. You need to understand this, right? You need to really, really understand this. Johnny boy. I need Johnny. I think my phone is going to die out. If my phone dies, guys, I'm going to be really upset because I have a couple more points I want to make. But I'm low on energy, so I wanted to charge it. So can you give me like a second? Let me charge my phone. Like, stay right there. Don't move. Johnny. Give me the power extension. Yeah, my phone is dying. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Let's rock and roll. What happened here? My phone just collapsed as well. So somebody said they like this. Judy said she likes this. That's good. Guys, what I'm saying, I feed off your energy. If you don't give me energy, like, I'm just going to bounce, like, you know. So give me some energy, give me some love, appreciate me. Remember gratitude, be grateful. You got it now. You got the drill. When you're grateful, I'm grateful. So is this thing on? All right, let's see if we I think I'm charging. I think so. I hope so. I hope I'm charging. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, so I want to make a couple more points. So I was talking about the expression. The expression is more powerful than possession. Expression of attitude is more powerful. You need to find little things, because I mentioned that make gratitude your state of being. And then the way you expand it is just little acts of gratitude, expressing it, applauding other people. That's gratitude. Somebody giving you way and you wave at them. Thank you very much. Walking around and meeting strangers and wishing them well quietly. That's gratitude. You're appreciating God's gift for life. Those things are fantastic. They just come right back at you. Whatever is likened is attracted. I'm telling you. Whatever is likened is attracted. So when you start to go around and little prayers for people, you go, Mom, have a great day, quietly. Yo, I feel so big. And in a weird sort of way, it's in my state of humility, I feel grand. Because I have loved some little lady walking past me. Or I've asked her, Mom, are you okay? Do you need any help? She goes, no, I'm fine. I go, great, have a nice day. Do you understand? Like somebody's car is broken down. Stop and say, are you okay? Do you need help? Don't get out of the car, if it's at 2 in the morning. I'm not, giving you advice on this, yeah? But I'm just saying, if you're a big guy, like some of you guys I know on the call, and there's a little lady on the corner, or there's some guy in the corner who looks stressed out, I roll my window, say, are you good? He says, yeah, I'm good. He says, I need help. I go, look, I can call somebody for you. Do you have a number I can call, whatever? If it's in a safe place to do that. Again, I'm not saying go out there and be a hero or whatever. I'm just saying the expression of gratitude is more powerful than the possession of gratitude. The next point, gratitude increases your capacity. I want you to get that one in. Gratitude will increase your capacity. It will increase your resources. It will increase your network. I don't care how mean somebody is. Everybody loves to be appreciated. When somebody does something for you, we love thank yous. We love well dones. We love, wow, that was amazing. We love you did that. In fact, most of us give gifts because we're looking to receive back a gift of thank you. So gratitude becomes your gift. Now imagine going around and meeting 1,000 people every day and giving them a gift. Wow. Do you know how many gifts you're going to get back? Because remember, you reap what you sow. So you're planting seeds of gratitude. Gratitude. We live in a thinking, all-knowing, all-understanding, infinite, forever being universe. The universe knows because God made us, we are so connected, like everybody's connected. So when you, give love and gratitude, and you give thanks to people, and you compliment people, and you meet somebody, you say, I hope you're having a good day. And you ask people, when I ask you, how are you today? I am intentional about knowing how you are. And I'm hoping you're not going to lie to me and say, oh, I'm great, when you're really not. So I don't ask people, how are you? I'm very guilty of this. If I don't feel like asking you how you're doing, I'm not going to ask you. I only ask you if I'm 100% committed to knowing how you're doing. Sometimes I text people, I go, can you please get this for me? Okay? Because I'm honest with myself. I don't feel like saying, how are you doing today? I just want the thing done. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with it because I'm being honest. But I appreciate them because that's me. That's my state of being. I'm just a grateful guy. I am so lucky. Like everything I do, I go, man, God, you did this for me as well. I meet people and I say, I can't believe it. Somebody said to me once, they said, Danny, How come you always have the best people working for you? I am a terrible person to work for. I'm very tough because I come from that regime. Like I was trained tough, like I was shown tough love and stuff like that. But I genuinely, my heart bleeds for people. I love people. I don't like a lot of the things that people do, but I love people with a passion. So when they do something, I really appreciate it. Like I'm so grateful. When they show up to my office to work, I go, I am so grateful you came today. Every day. I may not say it every day, but I look at them and I go, how lucky am I? Like, my people show up every day. And the funny thing is, because they know that, they work harder for me. So instead of putting in 10 hours a day, they put in about 16 hours a day sometimes. I don't ask for overtime. I don't pay them for overtime. I don't say, can you please make sure? No, they just do it. Sometimes I go, there's a problem. They go, I fixed it. And I go, you don't need me? They go, no, I don't need you. Why is that? Because they know that I appreciate them. Whenever somebody leaves my business, I cry. I cry tears because I love people. So you need to educate yourself or train yourself to have an attitude of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude. When you appreciate people, they appreciate. When they appreciate, their capacity increases. When their capacity increases, they give you more of their resources. If you run a company and you have 20 people working for you and you only have one company car, 15 people have cars, they will use their cars to do your work, to build your company. You know why? Because they say, man, we need somebody to drop this off. Now take it. They don't say, I need gas money. They just say, because you appreciate me, I'm going to definitely go and deliver that for you, and there's no problems at all. The other way that, gratitude increases your capacity is that you'll find that you'll start to create a culture of gratitude. People that surround you start to become thank you givers, and some of if I've ever come at you for not saying thank you, you can put any emoji you want in there, because you know that. If I send you a message and I say, hi, how are you today? And you go, I'm okay. It's a very common thing in Africa. People do that. I go, how you doing, man? Are you doing good? They go, I'm okay. So I'm waiting because I'm used to the culture of gratitude. I'm going, so don't you want to know how I am? Like, how about, I'm good, thank you, Danny. How are you? So when I hear somebody say that, and I care about this person, I say, listen, next time, make sure you say thank you and you ask me how I am, because it's very important, because I'll feel great when you do that. And guess what? I will keep asking you how you're doing. And then before you know, I now have 20, 30, 40 people around me that are gratitude givers. Now, instead of impacting 100 people a day, we're now impacting 100 times 20. You understand? So 2,000 people are receiving the feeling of gratitude from our culture, from our network, from our group. And let me tell you, when something feels good, people want to come to it. And the basis of that is you are a person who is full of gratitude. The last two things. You need to stop and acknowledge some of the things that surround you. This is what happens. The moment you become desensitized or you become familiar to your blessings, they start to perish, they start to diminish, they start to dwindle. You need to learn to appreciate. In fact, I call it count your blessings. So I go, who am I? I don't know if you guys do that, man. Do you do that? Do you do that? Like you're sitting in your ride and you go, who am I to be sitting in this comfort? Man, I'm so grateful. And guess what? It takes you to a place of humility. Who am I to be sitting in a sit like this and the leather just grabs me and it hugs my body? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I to have people smile back at me the way they do? Who am I to make the kind of living that I'm making? Who am I to sleep the way I sleep? Who am I to breathe the fresh air that I breathe? Who am I to be enjoying this kind of food? Who am I? When you start to count your blessings, they have an effect of multiplication. Gratitude is a multiplier. So when you start to count your blessings and you go, man, instead of saying I don't have enough, you say, I am so privileged to have this. You see, to have more, you have to love what you have right now. And when you put some love into what you have, more things will have to come and house themselves around you. I don't know how it works. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know about metaphysics or whatever spiritual stuff that makes those things work, but that's how it works. Count your blessings. I love this painting on my wall. Look, have you seen this? This is the Maasai dance. It's called the Maasai dance. And this is in Nairobi. I bought it in Kenya. And this wood was this wood is from a rail truck. One of the rail trucks in Uganda. When they refurbished them, they took it away. It was like 1940s or whatever. It was very old wood. So somebody fabricated it. They made frames out of it, and I put it in my house. So every day I look at it, I say, I love this painting. I love this piece of art. Like, it's great. When I meet an artist and I'm buying a painting, I want them to tell me the story. What inspired them? When I speak to a poet, I say, look, man, what made you do this? I've interviewed people who are script writers, people who have written movies. I go, hey, man, I need to know, how did you come up with this stuff, man? I want to appreciate the artistry. So when you count your blessings, God gives you more blessings to count. He will say, you like counting? Yeah, keep counting. There's more. I appreciate the fact that I ate food today. That's why I pray when I eat. Before I eat, I pray. When I finish eating, I pray. It's not, I don't have to go like this. I just go, God, I can't believe you gave me another meal. That was good, man. So I thank the guy who made the food. But I thank my maker. I say, God, you blessed me. Do you understand? Exactly. Who am I that you chose to create me? Who am I that I'm breathing? Who am I that I have sight? Who am I that I can speak eloquently? Who am I that I'm audible? Who am I that I have hearing and I have my limbs? Who am I? God, how much can you love me? Like, that is gratitude, like to the highest degree. And guess what? Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. He appreciates. Flowers know when you give them love, they grow, they sprout, they give you better roses when you love them. I remember, listen, there's a guy in London. People come from all over the world. He has a butcher shop in central London. It's in Knightsbridge. It's probably the most expensive butcher shop in the world. This guy is nuts. He should be part of Lose Your Mind. He plays music. He plays classical music to the animals before they are slaughtered. After they're slaughtered, when the meat comes into, I don't know, don't ask me. He has this concept in his head that he has to love his meat. He loves his meat. He plays classical music for the carcass, the dead meat that's hanging, dripping with blood. Don't think it's like some voodoo stuff. This is real stuff. People who eat that meat, they say the meat is so tender, you put it in your mouth and it just melts in your mouth. There's a guy who makes akabanga in Kigali. When you go to his farm, he has pigs, right? So I'm about to put pigs on my farm. So I got the idea. He has a sound system around the farm and he plays classical music for the pigs. So they're so excited. They're not stressed. So apparently when you eat that meat, those who eat pork, man, it's so tender. The cows are so tender. But if you put a cow in the truck and you hit it and you say, man, I can't wait to take it. I'm going to cut your head off. The meat gets tense. By the time you eat the meat, you go, ah! Man, listen, the bottom line is, man, There is karma in everything. You give gratitude, you receive multitudes of gratitude, multitudes of blessings. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Be humble. You don't do the things you do because you're special. You do the things you do because you have a special gift on your life. You are marked. You don't walk out of your house and cross the road and go to work and come back because you're special or because you're so intelligent. No. There's a covering on you. There's something that protects you that's greater and bigger than you. I call him God in my way. So watch what happens when you appreciate that thing, that unseen power, that force within, that spirit man that God blessed you with. Listen, man, everything you feed grows. Everything you feed grows. Everything you starve dies. So if you starve your gratitude, it dies. When you walk around and you're a person that does not appreciate anything, nobody wants to deposit in you. Nobody wants to deposit in you. So count your blessings and stop and acknowledge. That was the point that I was on. Stop and acknowledge. Look at things. Look at the glass and say, I can't believe I have this glass. I can't believe. Do you understand? Like, just stop and acknowledge. Stop complaining. Your car has no leather seats. You have a car. Stop complaining about the traffic. You can feel that energy that says you are late. That's good because you're alive. If you're not alive, you cannot be late. So you need to understand and say, hold on. I'm stressed about being late, but I'm good. Like I'm in good health. You know, things like this pandemic that's happened, the stuff that's been happening in America. If you think about it, a lot of people think, you know, Africa is the second cousin or the third cousin or the worst, you know, cousin or whatever. And when you start to watch some of the things that you're watching, because you're not watching glamour anymore. It's not Hollywood. It's not, you know, Michigan Avenue in Chicago where you see all the couture shops, you know, Fendi, whatever. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing glamour. You're seeing turmoil. You're seeing rioting. You're seeing blood. You're seeing, you know, listen, you're seeing a country on fire. This is the grand United States of America that all human beings at one point thought, that's where I would like to be. I'm not saying all human beings, that's probably an exaggeration, but a lot of people were envious of, you know, my cousin lives in America. It's time to take a step back and go, whoa, let me acknowledge where I am. This is good. This is good. I'm telling you, when you travel, I was in Brazil, man. And when I left and I was on a plane and I was talking to somebody, I said, yeah, he said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Brazil. He said, oh, I'm stopping here. He was in Dubai. He said, man, I've never been to Brazil. He says, I can't believe, man. He goes, you're going to be in Brazil. You're going to touch the floor, you know. And I got into Brazil and I remember driving from the airport and I was devastated. I thought it was the wrong address. I thought the pilot got it wrong. We landed in a different country. It's just I'd seen Rio de Janeiro written all over the place, and people at the airport were speaking Portuguese. So I thought maybe we're in Brazil. But dude, let me tell you, it was terrible. It was terrible. We drove, and I kept saying to the guy, I said, dude, are we in the city? Because they gave me a limousine from the airport. So my driver spoke English. He was a really well-groomed, you know, gentleman. And he said to me, this is Brazil. Well, I'm not saying every part of Brazil was like that, but it was crazy. This was like in the center, I was in Copacabana. That place, man, there were buildings that looked like they had been bombed the last 50 years. But when you hear about this thing, you start to envy what's out there. You stop appreciating, therefore being grateful for where you are. You are where you're supposed to be right now with the way things have worked out, the way God placed you in this life. This is where you're supposed to be. The more you appreciate this, He will give you more places to go, more people to see, bigger networks to deal with. But you can't handle. He cannot put on you what you cannot bear. And I always reference God because that's my driver. And if you're not religious, I'm not being religious. I'm being spiritual. Okay, but I don't apologize for God. That's not something I'll ever do. So what I'm saying to you, man, like, listen, get this. Just cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Watch. Make gratitude who you are. Don't make it an act. Make it who you are. I am just walking. I'm a walking, bundle of gratitude. I am grateful. I am so grateful. Ooh. When you start to appreciate the little things, they compound to become big things. Then acquire that overdose of gratitude will actually give you an acquisition of humility. You become a very humble person. When you're humble, and I'm not talking about meek and, sort of lacking in confidence. I'm talking about you give credit back to the system. You don't take credit. Don't praise yourself. Praise the system. Don't blame yourself, blame the system. That's the concept, right? So when I understood that, I go, I'm good. I didn't do anything wrong. I just used the wrong system. That's it. I didn't do anything special. I just used the right system. I'm good. So that's how I live my life. And everything is like that. So when things happen, great things happen to me, I go, man, I have no idea. I'm not that special. I just know the one that's in me is special. Like I pray crazy. Like my conversations with God are different. Like we argue, we fight, we laugh. I challenge him. I say, but hang on, what are you doing, man? Like I question God. That's how I do my thing. Some people may think that's a bit crazy, but that's how I do my thing. But he knows I'm grateful. I am so grateful. And I say to someone very dear to me, I said to them, look, I'd rather vehemently believe that there's God and find out when I go to heaven that there isn't God, than believe there isn't a God and go to heaven and find that he's there. Man, you know how scary that is? I go, dude, I didn't know you're here. He goes, who do you think put you on earth? So I'm grateful to God. My last thing on this, I want to tell you this. Whatever you worship, and whatever way you conversate, whatever language you use to access God, do it 100%. The greatest form of gratitude is prayer. Prayer should never be about just asking God. And he said, ask me. It's okay. But prayer should be about giving thanks and worshiping and being humble and being in supplication and saying, I don't know how I'm able to do this, man. Like, I don't know. Everything I think about happens. Can you imagine? I think about things sometimes. I have plans that I put on paper like maybe 9, 10 years ago. And I'm seeing them and they're in my hands. But because I appreciate what I had in my hand, God said, keep your hands stretched. And I kept stretching my hands. And he said, I want to add some more. I want to add, because you have space. And every thank you gives you a wider, broader space. Every thank you gives you a bigger platform. Every gratitude gesture that you do, everybody you help, everybody you compliment, everything you appreciate, every blessing you count, guess what? Gratitude multiplies. Gratitude multiplies the things you have because it says, I can entrust you with more. Because you are showing me that you're a trustworthy partner. Are you enjoying this? I'm closing. I want you to lose your mind. I want you to, when you leave this conversation, I want you to call somebody and tell them you love them. I want you to call somebody and say thank you. I want you to send a text message to everyone that texted you today. Say, by the way, I didn't say thank you enough today. Please, can I just say another thank you? They're going to send you weird messages, weird emojis going, what happened to you? What's wrong? Are you like on a spiritual thing? Because they start to question you. Don't worry about it. The more messages you send out, the more multiplications. I want you to send this message today, this conversation, to 10 people, 10 chat groups. Just send it to everybody and challenge them to say thank you to 10 people each. Let's pay it forward. Let's pay it forward. Let me tell you, people think there's a huge secret to being very successful and living a fulfilled life, a life of abundance and gratitude and joy. It's not the money. It's not the money. It's who you are. It's who you are. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. There are people who have billions, a hell of a lot more money than me. And I'm not saying I don't want that money. I would love to have that cash because I can do so much good with it. And I'll probably get it. But watch this. I learned to be happy so I can actually be wealthy. Happiness induces wealth. But part of happiness is gratitude. Gratitude induces the highest degree of happiness. So I salute you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. I love you guys. Listen, if whoever you're watching, thank you for watching. Even if you watch for 5 minutes, I bless you for that. That's fantastic. And all you have to do is go say thank you and pay a compliment to somebody. Tell somebody you love them. And just pay it forward. And then ask them, can you send this to another 10 people? And just ask them to say thank you. That's gratitude. Again, I was very, very worried about this subject because I absolutely have the utmost respect for the word gratitude, because that's all I know. That's all I do. Listen, if you knew my story, you would say, man, you have every right to be grateful. But let me tell you why you know my story. Because I know your story. Your story is mine. Your story has pain. Your story has failure. Your story has rejection. Your story has, desertion. Your story has hunger. Your story has sickness. Your story has everything that I have, everything I've gone through. So you're not unique. Let me tell you, your story is not special. Neither is mine. But what brings us together, what's going to, really bring you out to become this great force, is to learn to appreciate things, because they will appreciate. Learn to be grateful as a being, and then do acts of gratitude, and bang. Thank you. I'm out. Lose your mind, the tribe. This is Danny. Please share this with as many people as possible. I want us to spread the love. This is not for my fame. It's for impact. I want to have impact. I want everybody to enjoy this. Hey, thank you very much for your, thank you. I see all those. David, thank you. Thank you, Aqua. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much, all of you. I'm not reading everybody's name, but I appreciate what you're saying. Thank you, Doris. Everybody, who is tuned in. Thank you very much. Peter, thank you very much. Peter Oloje, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And God bless you. And everybody else that's been on the call. Emily, thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful for you as well. Love you so much. Yes. Elijah, thank you. Joel, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I'm just reading as they come on the screen. And if I read everybody, I'll be here all night and you'll be here all night. So thank you. Let's check out. We'll see you next week. I'm going to have another topic for you next week. But share this. Let it go viral. Let everybody know. The secret is be grateful. You will multiply. If you're not grateful, you will not make the person that you intended to make. God bless you.